Born in this house?
No. I was born up at the other place. My wife and I moved down here in '36.
Oh, okay. After you got married? Okay. So it's been in the Dellinger family since Christian, right?
See, yeah.
I mean, it's never left the Dellinger hands, has it?
No, my Lord, no. It's been the Delllinger name ever since Lord Fairfax gave it to Christian Sr.
With a land grant. Did you work here as a farmer? Was
Yes,
that
I
your?
did.
That was your occupation?
I started work when I was 16 years old.
Wow.
Taking a man's place at times. I just started going to school. I wanted to stay on the farm. I can't explain that.
Did you like it? You enjoyed it? You loved it?
Well, let's say, you're born. I can't explain myself. Can you explain yourself?
You can explain yourself fine.
Well, and I know where I come from. I know where I'm going. Let's put it that way. That's the main thing in life.
I agree.
But life is a mystery. God himself is a mystery, isn't he?
Yep.
We have God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, 3 in 1, 1 in 3. That's the mystery.
That is a mystery.
They're all separate, but yet they're in one.
Grandma Hepner used to say that.
Who?
Ruth.
Well, she was almost same as a preacher. You take, well, let's start out with a friendly kiss. A
Let's.
sexual kiss. A holy kiss.
There's several
One
different
and three are the
kinds.
same person, and yet they're all different.
Yes, they are.
That's hard to explain again, there. Ain't it?
No, I get that.
Well,
Who were people that you looked up to when you were growing up?
my mother,
Your mom?
my dad died when I was 7.5 years old.
Your mom was Cora Vetter?
No, hers was
What was
Nodi.
her? Nodi.
Noda,
Noda
but they
Vetter.
call her Nodi, and now Nodi is like Noah. Wait here, they don't know how to spell Noah.
What was that? Say that again.
Noda, she's up there, her name's. And Noda, you know what it is, Noda, but everybody call her Nodi.
Nodi. I remember
100 years
that.
ago when she got her mail, I run across the cards where they spelling O-T-A and O-T-I-E, Nodi. The word is hard to spell.
They were spelling it improperly.
They're just like Noah.
Well, they call you Noe, so it's
Right.
Noah is what everybody calls me Noah, but right here they don't know how to spell Noah.
But they
Yeah,
also
how do you spell that?
How do you spell Noah?
Noe?
N-O-A-H is Noah.
it's Noah.
N-O-I-E and
Oh, it is.
O-A-L-I. Got letters all kinds of ways.
N-O-A-H. Right.
They don't
Wow.
know how to spell Noah. But Noah, like Noah Webster.
Right.
In the country here, like they say Delllinger,
Yep.
and then you go up to Maryland where we
Dellinger.
live and it's Dellinger.
Right.
Well, Delllinger as a name goes back a fair ways. Now, some of them, you better watch, honey, you fall backwards here.
Okay.
You take Delllinger, someone spells D-I,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
like the Markley. They're M-A-R-K-L-E-Y, but there was one man down here, that'll be his mother and father is buried here. They didn't like Markley, so they called it Merkley, M-E-R-K-L-E-Y. And he's
They changed it.
Well, he changed it himself. He thought he was better than anybody else. He didn't like Markley, so he made Merkley.
Well, and some
That's
people,
what I was told. I don't know.
I've heard too when people came over on the boat, they wrote their name and it was misread.
Right down here.
That helped. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
It's still a little hill to have to
Well,
run.
yeah,
Was there a tree right here at one time that
There's a
died?
big tree. It's burned down.
It blew down. Oh, that's a
I
shame.
tried to-
I think it was here last time I was here.
It was.
When did it blow
So they'll
down?
take that out.
Oh wow.
Sorry, they'll take that
Yeah, I
out.
thought there was a big tree here.
That was a big tree. Big old- Down here, you see what tornado done there? It stripped about half of that.
Oh wow.
Got the edge of that.
So
Up
the
in there, you see
tornado
trees
took this
down.
tree.
It came down through here, up and down, up and down. We got there, got another cedar trees up and down. But it
Wow.
also went this way too. I can't
Wow.
explain that way.
I'm glad it didn't damage any of the
Well,
markers.
What? I asked some tree trimmers, Hospital is a tree trimmer. He was going to come out and trim it. He was leaning that way. You can see here,
Yeah.
the roots leaning that
They are
way. And I
leaning.
thought it would go that way and ruin some of those stones down there.
He's the first.
Senior.
He's Christian
Yes,
Senior,
Mhm.
You can see
Okay.
this all over here.
Right.
and he had his wife was
17.
Magdalena,
Magdalene.
and he came from Germany, and Do we know anything about how he died, or did he just die of natural causes?
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
No, I don't.
22 to 80 is not very
Yeah,
long.
he is.
So he was 58 years old when he died.
I got no idea.
Yeah, that's right.
But he had, yeah, okay. So we came off a Christian then, his son. Are any of his other children buried here? Magdalene, Dorothea, Emmanuel,
Yes.
Sibylla?
Dorothea is right down there.
Okay, so
Right over there. She has stone.
Sibylla, George, and Anna Rosina. Have you seen any of those? Oh, I see Emmanuel. There you go.
Oh, right here.
Okay.
I put them in there.
Magdalena.
Now, one had your
That's
dad
her.
had the book. He was buried here. I was sure they was here, but your
Magdalena
granddaddy wasn't
Housley.
there. His family wasn't here. So after Warren came out with that book, I knew they were here. I found out that stone down there was George's wife.
Oh, great.
So I had that brother that put to it, and they put that stone in. They pulled the stone out, it was broke off the ground about 6 inches.
Wow.
So I know he's at the right place. Now, so far as
Okay, so these are the original senior. This is the guy from
That's
Germany.
Junior's
Emmanuel,
up there. Here's his old son George.
Emmanuel was his son.
Could you repeat
And so-
that for me? Who was the original guy from Germany?
Christian Senior, the one you just saw up there. He was
Okay.
1722 is when he was born in Germany.
Okay.
But he died at 58 years of age, so who knows what that
Young.
was from. His children, two of them are right here, Emmanuel and George.
Yeah, I just filmed them.
George's wife. And who's this?
Now that is George's wife.
So this is George's wife.
So I thought that he
I'm seeing.
should be on the left. And when we put that stone in, we pulled out one's broke off.
Okay, so George
So I
married.
know that them two's at the right
George
place.
married a Foltz.
They all married Foltz.
They all married Foltzes, because so did.
Two brothers married three false daughters.
You're right. Because I'm
Sisters.
seeing Foltz and Foltz.
Wow.
But I can barely
And
read this.
Dorothea,
I may have to come up here and do a stone rubbing on that one. I'm going to
Yeah.
come up with some stone rubbing paper and rub them and see if I can read it better.
honey, if this all looks like this, it'd be washed off clean. But it never got done yet. And they're so busy over there, I don't know if they do it this far now.
Who does it?
Ricker, they used to sand
Oh,
them.
Rinker does it. Okay.
Frying Ricker Memorial. They sanded it off one time, but they don't sand them anymore. They wash them. They wash them in some kind of, say, like
Some
bleach.
kind of muriatic
Yes,
acid
acid.
probably or
And
something.
then they rinse them, and that looks just as good as this, I'm told.
Wow.
Okay,
never got
so
that done.
let me ask a question. The Christian Delllinger, whose stone we saw a minute ago, and I can go film it in a second here, he was the one that we're descendant from,
Yes.
and he owns Noe's house.
He
correct?
Built, right, Noe? He built, Christian Senior built the house that has the stone fireplace we're going to go look at.
Yes,
Yes.
you got the picture. of that
Okay.
chimney?
We're going to go get it. We haven't
You know
got
what I mean, the one that blew down.
it. No, I didn't.
And there's the house.
So Christian
Christian
Senior,
Jr.'s chimney blew down in the 40s.
Christian Senior, Christian Junior, everybody since then, and now Noe.
Okay.
So
All right.
if
What?
you wanted to see it
Okay.
in a
I'm coming. I was
want him, I want
I
her
was
to film
getting
this part of it.
Christian's
A hall or
Grave.
something suck over there.
Do you have something to suck on?
I do. It's in my pocket right here.
He needs something.
Give me one of them, please.
Let's open that up.
Let's get over there. My mouth is dry.
Yeah. There you go.
I ain't just talking this much.
You're a celebrity,
I
Noe.
know.
Okay, now what were you saying
my
about
question-
Christian Senior?
No, I was asking him. Christian Senior's father was John George, who's the first
John
person.
George came down from
in our book.
Pennsylvania. But as far as I know, no one knows where he's buried.
He's where he's buried.
Now this George Delllinger comes down, Marty William, brother to Mordecai, killed Delllinger, Cecil Dellinger's son George. He came out with a little small book, 89, and he claims that he went to Pennsylvania to relatives, and he died up there and he buried up there.
Okay.
Now I can't prove that, but that's what
But
he
maybe that's where I'll start looking then.
Right.
Well, now, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Linda Barney says it's another George, but I ain't going to argue either way. I'll just tell you what
Okay.
see,
Are any of his children buried here?
who's that?
John George's.
No,
I'm
well,
sorry.
yeah, John, the only one.
So we've got Frederick.
Christian.
The only one is Christian that's
Yeah,
buried
right.
here.
George.
Christian
his
Senior?
His grandsons would be them,
But
right?
Christian Senior had brothers and sisters. Do you know if any of those are buried here? I'm going to go through some of the names here. Maybe they'll ring a bell.
All right, let's take it right here. Is
Okay.
George's oldest son. Here's his middle son.
Okay, well, that's Christian Senior's children.
That's right.
I was thinking of John George's children.
No. As far as I know, John George, the only ones in here with John George, is Christian S.R. right there.
Okay. All right.
That's the
So
one I know
that's,
of.
as far as we know, these people, these kids, we're not sure about.
They're all his
Okay.
ancestors. Christian Senior ancestors is here, right here, son.
Okay. Yeah, good. Well, I'm glad we got all them here.
Oh, yeah, you have them all.
All right. So then we've got Christian Jr.
Christian Jr., see that up there with that emblem on the sword? That's what he carried during the Revolutionary War.
Oh, which one? All the way up?
Right there.
Oh, this one right here. Oh, okay.
So we qualify to be daughters of the American Revolution.
To be honest
Woohoo!
with you, we are. I looked that up. I looked that up the other day.
Right over here.
Oh, where?
Yay!
See how it is? That's what he carried during the Revolutionary War.
Okay, Cindy, this is Christian Jr.
Right there.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, we definitely want to get.
That's the only thing
Sure
they
that.
had in those days.
Okay.
Katie, you might want to get.
Right out.
Katie, try to get a shot of this one.
A soldier of the Revolution. Very good. Okay.
Oh,
And in fact, let me.
3 brothers and 3 sisters.
Oh, okay, so this is one of them.
John,
Oh, yeah, and Rosalina.
George,
Lindemann.
Emmanuel, and Christian married 3 of Peter Paul's daughters. Right?
That worked out well, didn't it?
Well, I know of 3 cliques married 3 sisters.
Okay, this woman here, Rosina Dellinger, I know for sure married a Lindemood. And she was one of Christian's children. Because I've got her on my sheet here. Lindemood, Rosina Lindemood.
Okay.
And then I've got
Let me get a picture of Linda Mood here.
Christian's wife then. It says Eve Mary.
Hey, Linda.
Now I must have this written wrong then.
Rosanna was one of Christian's daughters.
And this is Christian's wife. I gotta get on the other
What about
side.
Philip C? Because he's the son here. And that's who we came off of.
Like this.
Now David, I'm seeing here, David Delllinger.
Show me
That's his
Philip
oldest-
C.
That's the oldest son of
Christian, yeah.
Christian Jr.
Christian Jr., there he is, 1787.
And he had 2 wives.
Yeah, he had a Fry and a Stickley. Are either one of them buried
Well,
here?
Lee Jan Fry is buried there.
Okay,
I don't know where the Stickley is.
okay.
Put it that way.
Can you show me Philip C?
Right there.
Right there.
At that
Oh,
bottom.
I see him.
These is all
sorry.
straight.
Which one?
He's right here, on this side.
On this side. Okay.
So Philip C is who me and Noe came off of.
Okay.
And you, Cindy.
And me too. And Katie.
There's a man
Philip
don't
C
look out.
had a son named Noah,
Yes,
who Noah comes off of.
that's up there.
Okay.
And then Philip C had a son named Mordecai, who we came off of.
Yes.
Okay, where's Mordecai? Point out Mordecai.
Right there.
Okay. Whoops. Hi, Mordecai. You can see my shadow.
Hey, Noe, I don't see James. Is James the son of Philip C?
What'd you say?
Is James the son of Philip C?
Yeah.
Okay.
There he is right
These are
there.
all his children there.
All right, so
Why don't I
this
see him
this
listed?
right here is
Oh, I
Philip
see him.
C. and all of his children.
You said he was killed?
His dad got killed in West Virginia, I was told,
Okay.
and I forget what regiment he was in, but I think your dad had that down somewhere, didn't he? Jimmy
He
Carter
probably
did.
has it in the book.
I think they have that down.
So he only lived from 36 to 63, so he was young. Yeah. And I'm sure on here it says you're killed in a battle
September 15th,
I can't read what's under it.
1863.
I've got that, but I wonder
I
where the
can't-
battle
I
was.
can't
So
tell
I
what
can
the
look him
date
up
is.
I can look him up online and try to get details about that.
It looks like
this is
1886 to me.
William is down there.
So we came off of Mordecai. So it went
Mm-hmm.
Philip
right.
C. is your lineage, then his son Mordecai is our
Okay.
lineage. But Philip C. had another son named Noah, who's buried up here, and that's who he came off of. So we're not. That's where this. It's like a big split
Right.
3 generations ago. 2 brothers.
Now here's another son, Jonathan.
Okay, yeah, I see him in here too.
What year was he born and died on your book?
31 to 49. He was young.
Okay.
He was a teenager.
Mm.
I never heard what happened to him. I don't know.
31 to 49.
17.
He was only 17? 18?
18.
Wow,
Wow.
that's really young.
It is. What a shame.
And that was during, I'm trying to think, 1849 he died. Was that during the Civil War years? No, it wasn't.
No, 1849 war hadn't started.
The war hadn't started yet, no.
Did you see William down there, where brother to Mordecai and James? There's
No.
Raquel Delllinger and Mary Susan Ryman comes in.
J.L. Housley. That's a newer one, 1926. Yeah, see, I can't read these, Noe.
Is the name on the other side?
Yeah, but it's hard to see.
Some's on one side, some the other.
John A. Helsley.
All right. Say that again.
John Helsley. And this one is,
Barbara, wife of John Helsley. John Lim Helsley.
no, it looks like something with an N.
That should be Barbara.
Hoffman? Hoffman?
Oh, Angus Kaufman.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Okay. We'll skip Angus Kaufman then and look for William.
And John Helsley. James E. Delllinger.
James E. Delllinger.
What's the lower
What?
The lower stone.
This is a, I can't see a date on it though. Died 1850. James.
James died in 1850.
So I'm not sure if that's a, I'll have to look him up. Well, I'll have to look him up
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
And here's another.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hey Noe, if they're smaller like this, does that mean they're children?
Barbara was the sister to Mordecai and Philip and
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah, I see her.
All right. And here's her husband, John Lim.
Okay.
Can you repeat that, Noah, about Barbara?
Barbara Ann married John Lim Helsley.
Yeah.
And she was sister to Paul Delllinger, George Delllinger, and Philip Delllinger at Conivcville.
And her father was Mordecai.
Okay.
So that's
And here,
who we came off.
Charlie Meadows,
Okay.
a couple of them buried him, and that's where they buried him.
Okay.
She married a
They used to
Helsley.
come in here and bury where they wanted to.
Okay. And then where's she buried?
Right.
And that's our trouble
Just
today.
wherever, yeah.
Is Barbara Ann buried here?
Barbara Ann,
Is that, you think that's
Barbara
one?
Ann is.
I don't know. I can't read
That's
it.
Ba 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 ba
The wife of
ba.
John Lim Helsley.
Ba,
Oh,
ba,
wait a
ba.
minute.
This says, it does say Delllinger, but I can't see a first
You get
name.
rebates stuff. That don't take much.
But she would probably be listed as a Helsley, right?
Well, she married John Lim Helsley.
Because she died as a
And there's
Helsley.
John Lim Helsley.
It says
Okay.
W.
Her husband's
Delllinger.
there.
W.
See a W at the front.
Katie sees it as W. Delllinger.
W period.
Okay.
1882 died.
Barbara.
See if that helps me any. Yeah, let's go up just for your edification. She was the daughter of Mordecai, who is your great, great, great grandfather.
Wow.
Okay?
And her name was Barbara
And her
Ann,
name
right?
was Barbara
That's
Ann.
right.
Yay. Good name.
And your name's Barbara. What's the middle name?
Ann.
Yeah.
Barbara Ann?
And my middle name is Ann too.
You know what I thought was interesting, Noe? Was that George Edward had 6 children, but he only had one son, who was Russell.
That's right.
I mean, just think if he hadn't had that one son, we wouldn't be standing here.
And he's buried in Conivcville, Russell is. Now George is buried in Conivcville.
Yeah, where he's up at
From
Conivcville.
George on
Right.
back, they're in here.
That's what I was thinking, from George on back.
Yes.
So I know there won't be anybody from the George forward. So this is Christian, Philip C. Mordecai.
That's right. You're right.
And then since then, in the last 50, 100 years, I mean, this is a family graveyard still for Dellingers and for others. How do you get to be buried here?
Well, it's got to the point now, by digging graves with a backhoe, it's impossible to let people be buried here. Let's put it that way.
Really?
And in the center of a field here, we got a fence around them. Now, if we didn't have no fence around here, it'd be different. But if they're cremated, we can get a place for almost anybody.
Oh,
We
that's
can
good
already
to
have
know.
a number of cremation usually here.
Who was just buried here recently, do you know?
My brother's granddaughter,
Oh, granddaughter.
she was 28 years old.
What happened?
Aw.
Well, I can't explain that. I don't know. I'd like to know myself.
What was her name? Do you know? I mean, we'll
Yes,
walk up.
I'll give you a bullet from one of you.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
That's
Well,
sad.
there is Brenda Lee. I think it is.
Well, we'll
Brenda.
walk up and look at it.
Yes, let's go.
Oh, that's
You got
sad.
all the his daughter.
This is Richard's daughter.
It's Charles, Gary, and Richard. Richard's daughter. Richard had 2 girls.
I was just reading about them on my genealogy.
Well, Richard had 2 daughters, Brandy and Barbara.
That
Barbara,
is sad.
Brandy and
Now, remember the guy who used to help Dad with his genealogy? His name was Richard
Tysinger.
Heisinger. He died a couple years ago,
Yes, he
didn't
did. He died.
he? Was his mother a Dellinger?
Yes.
Okay. Because it's sad he's not around that I can talk to him anymore.
No, they're all gone. I'm the oldest one in this community.
Are you really?
Yes. Oldest one in the
Is that a lot of pressure on you, Noe?
No.
How old are you, Noe?
You don't, huh?
How old are you?
Well, I was born, let's put it, my age is twice 44 plus 9. How many years is that?
Oh,
now?
God, we have to do math?
Twice 44.
88 plus 9.
9. There you are.
97?
97.
But
All
your
right.
birthday's in March, isn't it?
No,
February?
no.
February?
I found out where my name was named Noah Aaron Dellinger, born February the 17th, 1915, 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
No, I don't remember it.
No.
Put it that way.
If you did, we would think you were very special.
Yes.
If you could remember being born.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Amen on that.
So you were born up at the house up here.
Yes, I got
Now,
a picture
didn't that
of
house
I
burn
got-
down?
I got a picture of it, that's all.
In the 60s, I remember one of the houses as you turn the corner here on the left burning down.
Well, it was a 10-room house.
And it was a beautiful
It
house.
burned down in 72.
72. I was in high school, I remember that. Who was living in it when it burnt down?
My brother
Okay.
and his wife and 3 sons
Wow.
living in it. I mean, it burned.
That was a terrible loss.
Yes,
Yes.
it was. That was a loss that it was thousands of dollars worth of antiques on the attic,
That's what we heard.
plus in the 10 rooms was all antiques, you'd say, except a few things. And it was a terrible loss, no question about it. The chest that belonged to Christian S.R. was in that house when it burnt.
Wow.
I went through the chest and I'd taken out what I wanted that I could read, about 1/3. And from there down, it was a German, I couldn't read it, just left it in.
Right. So that's gone.
That's all gone.
Oh, wow.
The grant was given to, it was in that chest, but the grants is folded up, you can't read them, but they never burnt, entirely.
Really?
I don't know what they made out of, animal skin or what, but it's just in a knot. I still got them.
Grant from Lord Fairfax?
Yes, right.
That gave our family this land?
That's right.
Yeah. Like the one Dad has for the
Well,
land
the
at
manual,
Russell's.
you have
Yeah.
a manual.
Good.
Yeah.
You have that grant.
Yeah, we have the one that Dad gave it, the original, to Dawn Lindhurst.
Okay. She's got
Because
it.
she's living on that property
Yeah.
now. So she has it. I think she has it framed, actually.
All right, that chimney out there, I'm sure the same man built Christian Dellinger's chimney, built that.
Oh, really?
It's made over the same style. Comes up, in, and up.
So Christian Senior's chimney is standing.
That's right.
Christian Junior's is fallen.
That fell down. My car said it's sitting
But it just recently fell down?
on 42.
Oh, 42.
42, not too long ago.
Yeah. Just last
We
century.
moved down to 36,
Yes.
and the runners used it for a woodshed. And we used it for a woodshed. But blew down in 42, and we hauled a rock up here, that tree up there along this, put it on the bank, so the water wouldn't come over the field. The rock's
Oh, that's
still there
nice.
for the chimney. And
Sure.
the logs of that chimney is in Martin Helsey's farmhouse today. Philip Donner gave it to his daughter, Jacob Joshua Helsley, married Sarah, was Philip's daughter, and he gave them logs to
Oh, Sarah.
them, and them logs in the center of Martin Helsey's farmhouse today.
Oh, really? And where does Martin Helsley live?
Okay, you go
I-
down.
He's
40
like my age, right? He's in his 60s? Martin
yes, I
Helsley?
guess,
Martin
I
Helsley
guess Martin is.
is junior, not senior. Wasn't there two of
Marty
them?
Helsley is Martin's son.
Right.
That's his granddad was Joshua, I reckon. And he built a new house of his own. He don't live in that house together. A farmhand lives in it today.
Yeah, I saw Martin Helsley not too long ago at a funeral in town.
Well, he's
Because I grew up with him here at this church on Sundays
Yes.
when I was a kid.
that's right.
So this, Sarah, was
Philip's daughter.
one of Philip's daughter.
And his other daughter, my Jess Helsley, she's right there's where her remains is.
Okay, Sarah right
They were
here.
both in the
Sarah
war.
Miranda. So Sarah married a
Josh.
Jacob
Jacob
Joshua. Okay.
And the other was Jethro Helsley up there.
Jethro?
The tall one is Jethro Helsley, and the smaller one is his wife, Mary Rand, I believe it is. Was. And there's their children, Philip Helsley, Annie.
Were they in the Civil War? Is that why those
Yes.
Confederate flags were
They were
there?
all in the Civil War.
I imagine they would be.
Oh.
When you look at the years.
Okay.
But he don't have on to be in the Civil War. That does, and this don't. They were brothers. My granddad don't have nothing on his stone being in the Civil War, I don't think. There's a lot of you in the Civil War don't even have anything.
Yeah, they haven't been recognized.
No.
Yeah.
Here's a big tall one. Your wife is buried up here, isn't she?
Yes. Right straight up to this road, right up the end.
She's got a pretty stone. Are you getting tired, Noah? You want to go back?
All right. What's out?
Who was Amos?
Amos Delllinger was David Dellinger's son, and David Dellinger was Philip Dellinger's oldest son. You have all that in your book.
Yep. Okay. Philip
all that.
Dellinger's oldest son was David, you said, right?
Right. That's what he's got, isn't he?
Philip C's son, you're saying?
Yes. I think I'm right.
David is Christian's son. I got a David Henry Dellinger.
Don't Philip
I have
Christian.
to check on
Christian.
Amos. I'll look up Amos.
That's what he meant.
No, I have all this, so don't worry about
You
it.
have it
having
all
the
anyway. You
details.
have
I
it
got it
correct.
all.
David was the oldest son of
Christian.
Christian.
Yep.
That's right. And the youngest son is Philip.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I'm looking right at that. Yep.
You have all that correct.
I got
That is
that.
correct.
David, Frederick, Mary, Rosina, Daniel, Sevilla, Christina, John, and Philip. Yeah, when I was up here last time, I think we were talking about gravestones because I couldn't decide what to get for Dad's gravestone, so I came up and looked at the ones you had up here. trying to decide what to get on it.
That
you
was
know.
interesting. You see the one,
Oh, that is pretty.
like half rock?
Now your wife's is this real pretty one on the end, isn't it?
Yes.
What was her name?
Cora Alice Martin. Now right here's a solid rock on top, so I imagine this is rock down. That's where we keep the road to come in and get around the cemetery.
She was not very old when she passed away.
Who's that?
Cora.
87?
87?
87?
She born in 1950, died 9 July 14th, 1999.
Oh, okay. So I guess
We
she
were
was
together
old.
63 years, 11
I
months,
guess she
2
was
days
older than
married,
that.
but I've been with her about 4 years before we got married.
So you've
And
been
I didn't
without her
realize
for
she-
13
I thought
years.
she'd been gone longer than that too.
That's 1999.
99, yeah. So you're Cody graduated high school. That's how I
And
remember.
You take right here, I am between my grandparents, Delllinger, and Vetters.
Oh, okay. The
There's a-
Vetters.
Right in there was a place for 2 rays.
So you're going to be on the other end of
This end.
Cora?
This end.
This end.
This side. Yeah, my name's on this side.
Good spot.
That way.
You're in the high ground there, Noah.
Yeah.
Right by the cornfield.
Well, you take right down here where Brandy was put. That's high too. I see from my window, both of them,
Oh, can
hers
you?
and this one.
Yeah, I like that
Kitchen
tall
window.
one. The one that's Amos. You ever come up here except when people come to see you?
I come up here, yes I do, and I'll tell you the reason I come. Here, give me a hand. I'll show you this. What I do when I come over here. This wasn't done when I was in there. This is what I do. You want to put it on tape when I come over here.
Here you go, Cindy.
See there?
Yeah,
If I got a broom, I take it off.
yeah,
I clean that off. I
yeah,
don't like see it on there.
yeah.
Very few cemeteries takes that off.
I know.
Yeah.
Over at where Dad and Mom are, I think they don't maintain the
No,
cemetery.
they don't take that off.
It makes me mad because
I take it off here. I must have got a broom to take it off. The last time I was in here, I just got a couple of them. And
graveyards require a lot of maintenance.
They do.
And I tell you, that one up in Conivcville, I'd like to donate some money to help them maintain it.
what, Conivcville?
Yeah, who does? It's
Conivcville?
that church that maintains it, right?
Yes, Conivcville Cemetery. There was a man by the name of Elwood Litz. He was a realtor, and he bought a number of acres in West Virginia with a double, what do you clover? Is that what you call it? Double,
West Virginia.
what do you call them places where you go on? Clover leaf?
Oh,
Cloverleaf, yeah.
Double leaf clover leaf in West Virginia.
Yeah.
It's double.
Okay.
And he got, I forget how many million he got out of that land.
Oh, a
And
highway.
He gave $1.5
Okay.
million to the church. They laid $1 million aside, and the other $1 million they used it to spend it. So Conivcville is well off in cemetery and church.
So why don't they keep their cemetery looking better, I wonder?
Well, honey, that depends on who's the manager of it, who looks after it.
I'm going to go up and talk to them one day.
Well,
They need to do more.
they'll have
Yeah.
an excuse to have a 90
I'm sure.
because when I was growing up, neighbor helped neighbor. Didn't think about charging nobody money during the depression. Today, you can't get no one to do anything for you.
I know.
They won't money, but they want to work.
No, you're
And
right.
our government, I think, is government spoiled. And money out
You
to
heard it
Amen
first.
to that.
You heard it first from Noah Dellinger. The government has people spoiled.
Well, if
Yes.
that ain't the truth, tell me what is the truth.
Well, that's the truth.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that.
If you tell the truth sets you free on anything.
Yes, indeed. I agree.
I'll learn to tell the truth from little up.
Well, we like your corner of the world, Noe.
Yes, we do.
Well, I certainly
Beautiful.
am thankful I live here, too. Where I live. I can say that I live in the best country, best state, best county, the best neighborhood that I know of anywhere.
Have you ever been outside of Virginia much when you
I
were
was in
younger?
Texas in '63.
Yeah.
That's as far as I was.
Just that one time you went to
That's right.
Texas?
That's enough.
What'd you do in Texas? Why were you at Texas?
Well, the reason I went to Texas,
Well, lean.
my brother-in-law had a sister in Houston, Texas. And he told me and my other brother-in-law, he said, if y'all want to go on down to Houston to see my sister. I'll take you along, won't cost you a cent except what you pay for your meals, stay all night,
Nice.
and souvenirs to bring back home. We take him up. I told my brother about it first. I'm going in August 10th. August 1st we went, got back on the 10th. Supposed to. Anyway, I told my brother about it. John, he's buried right down there.
Don.
He said, well, go. He said, we'll take care of everything. And I went, and I'm glad I did. It was two brother-in-laws
It's a
and
long
my brother-in-law's
ride.
wife. We went, four of us.
That was a long ride.
And I enjoyed the trip, but I don't want to go back.
Yeah. So you really didn't ever have a hankering to travel all over the country
No.
or anything?
I didn't, because I tell you the reason. On television, I can see all I want. Take another racing on television. I see more on television than can be in there. That wasn't accessible.
Sometimes that's
I
true.
can see more on television than I can be out standing out down there in the sun.
Sometimes that's
It's all
true.
up here, is where it is.
I agree.
Everything starts up there. Grandmother from
Oh, Noe.
mother's side.
Okay, so Noe was your grandfather,
That's right.
who
I was
was
named after him.
his brother. So Noe's dad was Mordecai.
That's right.
Okay. Gotcha.
No, wait a minute.
No, I'm wrong.
Mordecai and Noah was brothers.
Mordecai and Noe were brothers.
Yes, and
Okay.
William, they were brothers.
Right.
Philip Dellinger's children.
So your dad died when you were 7?
He died in 1922.
22.
My dad did.
Yeah, that's right. Noah and Mordecai.
That's the same year my mom was born, 1922.
Well, I was only 7.5.
Anna Dellinger.
So your dad died, or was it your granddad that died when you were young?
My dad died when I was 7.5 years old.
Oh, wow.
I never seen none of my granddads.
Did your mom ever remarry?
Yes, she did. She married a man named Barb, Joseph Russell Barb. And I reckon they was together around 20 years.
Was he a father to you?
I said,
Was he a father to you?
oh no, Joseph Russell Barb, my stepfather.
I mean, but did he treat you like a son?
Yes. My mother asked me, said she could marry two people. So my dad said that us boys should have someone help her raise us. And she said I could marry Phil Helsley or Russell Bars. She asked me who I thought
Oh
I
my
should
God.
marry. She should marry. And I
That's
said
funny.
Russell Bars. My stepfather had a personality about him. Everybody liked him. You ever see someone like that?
Oh yeah.
Everybody liked him, and especially the women. He liked the women. But he had a half a dozen women. After he left my mother, he married one his age, a younger woman, and he even left her.
Wow.
So he was a woman's man, ladies' man, and every woman liked him. And we got people today like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
explain that. You can't either.
No, it's a charisma.
No, it goes back to Adam and Eve.
Some people have charisma.
Well, okay,
So back in the day, he had charisma.
okay.
Did any of the Dellingers, did you have charisma?
Oh, I'm sure some people had it out here.
Do you think you had some charisma, Noah?
I don't know.
Did you have some game, Noah?
Yeah, I enjoyed life.
I know you did.
Yes, I did. I still enjoy life.
I can tell.
I can get married today. I don't know if I'm married for my money or what, but I can easily get
I
married
know. We
today.
gotta find you a woman.
Huh?
Yeah.
We gotta find you a
You
woman.
don't have to find me any. I got. Don't worry about that. I got.
Or you've got somebody we aren't knowing about? You hiding somebody in that house?
No. Yeah, I don't count on. This birthday, I don't count on getting married, but I said I could.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the point? Do you
Well,
need to
what's
be?
the point in getting married? I go to bed when I wanna.
That's
I get up when I
exactly
wanna.
right.
I can eat anything I want to eat. I can drink anything I want to drink. If I
Yeah.
want to go somewhere, I don't have to ask nobody.
Well, you seem happy too. It's a
Well, I
lot.
am happy.
But you know, the statistics show that men who lose their wives don't live as long as women who lose their husbands. So you've adjusted really well to the loss of your wife, and,
Well,
and you've lived a long life.
let's put it this way. Don't know how to explain that. I'm going to try to tell the truth, let's put it that way. My wife fell and broke her shoulder to start with. About 15 years before she died. After that, she's always breaking bones. And towards was the last in 1999. She got emphysema, they call it. Couldn't breathe. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah.
And she also got pneumonia. Now, she had pneumonia when she was little growing up. And back in those days, the teens, the only thing they give them was a broth or bird, a robin.
What?
Starved it out of pneumonia until penicillin came along during the 40s. They starved more or less starved them. They give them a broth to keep them alive.
Broth of a bird of a robin?
Robin, right.
Really?
That's right.
Well, there are plenty of robins around here.
Well, now she got so tired, she said she got so tired of that broth that she wouldn't drink the broth anymore. And they had to have a neighbor's girl that loved her, and she loved her, come up and coax her to sip that robin broth. She told her, tell that other people, she told me. And after she got growing, she outlived that, never got it, but she got pneumonia in the hospital. You know, a lot of people get pneumonia in the hospital for some reason. And she had taken pneumonia shots, and they couldn't understand why she got it. They sent the lava off, and analysis came back, what they call chicken pneumonia. And they asked me if she ever worked with chickens. I said, my Lord, she grew up with chickens.
Yeah.
Never very shape farm. And, I reckon it's supposed to be, I can't explain that. But chicken pneumonia, I never heard chicken pneumonia until she
Sounds like avian flu. I mean, that's what they have these days.
Yeah.
So it might be.
Bird flu.
Yeah.
Well, it's something that...
There is something, we do contract diseases from
Well,
birds.
They undoubtedly had, with science today and medicine and everything, they're getting pretty well pat. Tell what's wrong with you.
Do you take any medications?
Yes, I am. I
Take a
take what you
couple?
call for a socket, a pill every morning for that.
But you aren't like taking a bunch of pills.
That's about the main thing I was taking, medicine that I know.
Because you look very healthy.
Well, I thank you, and I thank the Lord for it. He's keeping me going. A picture
Amen.
of something like this.
Yeah, we just took one.
I know.
Yeah.
But I like for you to send me one.
Oh, we can do that.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll send it to you.
Yeah.
I'm doing a
This
movie
is
right
Anna-
now.
This is Anna Mary Dellinger's daughter, Cindy Ann, with Noah Dellinger. On a beautiful November day. Let's see, today's November the 9th, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm here with my cousin Barbara Ann and Katie Delllinger. And we're taking a great tour of the Delllinger Cemetery here.
Do a little.
In the
wide
beautiful
shot.
Shenandoah Valley near Conivcville, Virginia, correct?
You're right.
Yeah, and the nearest town is Edinburgh.
You're listed in the phone book under Edinburgh, Noe.
223 Delllinger Acres Road, Edinburgh.
So here we are between the cornfields.
Well, Noe, when we were younger, what did they used to call this road? They didn't call it Delllinger Acre Road.
Oh, I ever heard the first name I ever heard to have was 691.
691. Okay.
691.
Goes from Lunch's Mill to Liberty Furnace.
Okay.
That's a number.
Okay.
And from 42 to Liberty Furnace now it's called Delllinger Acres Road.
Okay. Good name.
Now right here, look up there, you can see is we're on the Christian Delllinger Seniors, where he take up a homestead, and his oldest son, right up here, see these cedar trees up here on the other side of that ditch with the trees?
Yeah.
See that cedar tree?
Yeah.
A fence around there.
Yeah.
Now against that bank is where George Delllinger born was. The rock is still there. The Yankees burnt in the 63, I believe it was.
That's where he
Yeah.
was
And
born?
down below there is where the house was.
Yeah.
And the rocks of the still house is still there today. Yeah.
The Rosses?
Rocks, they had, everybody, when they first came over here, the first thing they built was a home. And I don't know if they built the still houses before they built churches or not. But churches is one thing, schools is one thing, and still houses is another, because you have to have alcohol to keep your herbs in. And what you have is horehound tea, peppermint tea, watermint tea, mouse ear tea, and a whole horsemint tea, a whole bunch of teas that had to preserve it in alcohol.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
How did they do that?
God knows I don't.
Okay.
I know my mother used to make dandelion wine and put some orange, slice them, what do you call them, snits? Stick them down this jug. You see the orange in there, and this dandelion wine, if we had a cold, she'd give us, say, so much of that and put us to bed and keep the cover on us and sweat it out.
Sounds yummy.
I remember that. I remember that good.
Well, I like tea.
Well, all kind of tea is good.
Yeah.
Iced stuff. What do you call the tea you got today? Iced tea, they call
Iced
it.
tea,
What
that's-
is that besides iced tea?
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Okay.
I'm not a sweet tea person, but I like tea.
Well,
Noe, where did you get married? Did you get married at St. Jacob's?
no, we got married at Orkney Springs. My wife belonged to St. Paul's.
Oh, wow.
Married at Orkney Springs.
Was
very
she was
pretty
she
out
from there, Orkney Springs?
How's that?
She was from Orkney Springs?
No, she's from Liberty Furnace, but she was a Lutheran and belonged to St. Paul's Church at Jerome, Virginia.
Where did you meet her?
I met her here in the Brook House
Oh, okay.
in September 31.
Did you date very long before you got married? Did you date very long before you got
Well, I
married?
met her in September 31. We got married in August 35.
Oh, wow.
So it took a few years.
So it was a
didn't
few
it?
years.
So that's the way it was. And we got married because we wanted to be together every night. That's the reason we got married.
Nice.
Wouldn't have been that, we wouldn't have got married yet. I can't explain that, but
But you knew.
I do know we want to be together every night.
Yeah.
Be together every night, best thing to do is get married.
Amen to that.
And Corey said we'd have to go and ask her father and mother. I said, well, I wouldn't know what to say. She said, don't worry, when you get with them, you'll know something to say. You'll know what to say. I mean, she had it.
Oh, my goodness.
And we went over and sat there a while, and we talked to Val, and his name was Frank. And I don't know what I called him. I didn't call him Frank. Frank Penny was their names. But anyway, I said, Corey and I, we decided we were going to get married. And I said, we want to know what you all had to say about it. That's about the words, I think, as I remember. And
What do you got to
no
say
one
about
said
it?
nothing. Towards the last one, Fanny spoke up and said, Frank, he's talking to you. And he looked up and said, well, he says, the way you make your bed, you lay in it.
Oh, boy.
That's all he said. And we left the house out there where she was. And I said, well, we got to go and tell my mother. Now, her mother cried when we told her that. I never told my mother, but she cried.
Aw.
And
Happy tears, I hope.
yes, I'm sure they were. I talked to a girl the other day that I sent in for put a light on Winchester Medical Center Auxiliary, puts a light up
Mm-hmm.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I sent her name in honor of this girl. And the other morning she called me and she was crying. She said she was so happy, and I said, and she thanked me for sending that in, that her name was on that Christmas tree.
Aw.
You follow me there, don't you?
Was that for the girl who just died?
No. No, she's still living. That's my niece on my wife's side. The one I
Oh,
just
niece
married.
on your wife's side.
Yes. I don't. We never had any children. My brother he had only 3 boys, and there's his granddaughter there.
Oh, that's sad.
Are there a lot of other grandchildren from the 3 boys?
Well, now, yes.
From your brother's 3 boys?
Charles has got a boy by Wesley M., and he's got a boy, 5 years old, I believe he is now. Was just the 5th of this month. His name is Christian Noah.
Oh, nice.
So that's 10 generations there.
Now, where do they
Very good.
live?
That Delllinger, he grows up to be a man, but the Delllinger ain't be alive for a while. Put it that way.
Do they live right around here somewhere? Do they live around here, Noe?
Yeah, I want to show you. I'll point this over here. See that house over there?
Oh, yeah, okay. That's where he lives?
There's where Charles lives and his wife.
Oh,
The rest
neat.
of it is right through this tree right over here. House.
So Charles is the one with
Charles built this house
he has
over
the
here.
5-year-old son, you said?
Huh?
5-year-old son?
Yeah,
And his name is Noe Christian?
that's right.
Aw,
Wow.
the legacy goes on.
Sister, 2
Amen.
years older, Faith Louise.
That's good.
That is so cool.
Isn't it?
Here's the
You see
home
that house?
place.
Here's my board, the red board down there. Through this tree is a house. Charles and Sidney built that house in 73, I believe. And when Wesley got married, he lived in a rented house on Sloverhead Road. And then Charles sold his son this house and built up there. That's where that comes in. She's a realtor.
We'll have to take a driving tour next time.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll take a driving tour next time so you can show us places in the car.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of history
Yeah, that's for
in
sure.
this vicinity here.
I know.
You take right out here where Emmanuel take up a homestead. I'm sure that chimney, he had that built. I'm sure of that. And if underneath him weatherboarding his logs, probably the logs are still there. We tore the logs down over here and built a house.
Is anybody living up here?
Yes, someone just moved in, Dawn's house, just shortly.
Not a Dellinger though.
No, I don't know who it is.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't-
the people are coming from the city out here now.
Well, you're right. A lot of them building out here.
Yep. How do you feel about all that?
I can't understand it. So many things I don't understand myself. Much less understanding something like that.
Well, we understand you, so
Well, that's good.
whenever you're having a problem, call us and we'll explain you to you, Noe.
Thank you for saying that.
We're glad to see that you voted, Noe.
Yeah.
Well,
We voted,
I voted.
too.
Tuesday was 77 times I voted.
That's
Very
cool.
good.
Voted in 1936.
That's
Wow.
cool.
Good.
So I can say I voted.
Do you remember who you voted for in 1936? God, I don't think I have.
I'd
any-
have to look it up, be honest
I
with
have
you.
no idea who would have been president in 1936.
I don't even know.
I'd have to look
We'll
it
have
up.
to Google it.
Well, Roosevelt was the one who got elected. The one
But
running
in
against him was
30s.
Thomas Dewey twice, and the
Oh.
other time was
Yeah, that's right before the war.
36
Yes.
would have been though right
Roosevelt was in
after.
he was elected 4 terms. He died on his 4th term.
When was the Holocaust?
And the 4th term is when Harry Truman taking
During
over.
World War
Yeah.
II. So that was in the 40s.
I never voted for Harry
Right.
Truman, but
In
you
the
know Harry
30s,
Truman was
though.
a good president.
He was,
You
yeah.
had
He set
the
the
Great
birds
Depression.
straight.
He sure did.
Would have been
Because
after the Great
the
Depression.
2 birds, Robert Byrd in West Virginia, Harry Byrd in Virginia. Someone told Harry Truman, he said, you got 2 birds that voted against you. Truman said, oh, wait, 2 damn many birds in Boston. That was in the paper.
What was it like around here during the Depression in the 30s?
I don't know anything about the Depression. My mother did, but I didn't because everybody during the 30s, wherever you went, you walked. And everybody loved each other.
Yeah, they took care of each other.
That's right. That's about the only thing I can say about Depression.
Yeah, my mom told me that too.
When it comes down to the history of how it went during the farming then, well, I wrote down a number of things about that. Farming in the 30s was pretty rough because it had 2 dry seasons, 30 and 31.
Right.
Here where I live.
And they had the Dust Bowl out west and all that.
Yeah, that's right. But in 31, my brother-in-law, he became my brother-in-law, moved in the brick house over here. In 1931, September, they moved in, and this field had out corn. This is white ground up there in the center. It was so dry that summer, in the flats here, we got enough good corn for the horses. But the flats, it was so hot that summer, cutting corn that fall. Well, when you cut a stalk off, the roots would come out. The ground was that dry. So we just pulled it. The white ground, we just pulled it up, carried it to the shop. It was that dry.
Wow.
Now you know that was dry. But at that time, they planted corn 42 inches apart, planted crossways. We started in the 40s, drilled it. Today, you see how they got it there? Drilled 6, 8 inches.
Yeah, it's close.
That must change. You can't see through it. That must change in farming today. Now, that
Is that just
Charles
for a
raises
higher?
off of an acre twice what we did.
Is that for a
before.
higher yield?
Huh?
Is that for a higher
Oh, yeah,
yield?
higher yields, right?
Yeah.
The years is smaller, but look how close they are.
Yeah.
Now, 42 inches apart like this, 2 stalks to 3 stalks to a hill.
That's incredible.
When I started farming.
Yeah.
That's the change.
But the corn was bigger, you said. The corn was
well,
bigger.
at that time, the corn ears was about that long.
Oh, wow.
We bought a corn husker and shredder in 43. And when we bought a piece of equipment for the farm, we always went around and helped our neighbors.
Did you ever do any thrashing?
Thrashing, yes.
Yeah, with the thrashing machines?
What happened in 1945, my brother-in-law inherited his dad's machinery, sawmill and thrasher and engine. And he was a thrashing first and was almost done thrashing, and the flue went out. When the flue goes out in the engine, water goes out in your fire, you got no steam. And Lawrence came up to me, he became my brother-in-law later on. Lawrence came up to me and said, Noah, I wonder if that 8 tractor would pull this machine to finish thrashing. He said, it'll take me a couple of days to get that flue in there. Most of the hands went home. We had about 20 hands always thrashed out of the barn. And I said, I don't know, we tried. We put the belt on the 8 tractor, we finished thrashing. And that spread like wildfire. Everybody had a farm on F20 or John Deere 2-cylinder A by these thrash machines do their own thrashing.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yes.
Elmer Helsley and Woodstock owned all that land, farmland on this side of the fairground. He owned all that land. He ordered a new machine, Pierre and Brill and Woodstock. And he had his thrashing done, and the machine come in that fall. He didn't want the machine. And my friend Stanley Helsley said Stanley knew he was looking for a machine. And Helsley's already bought one. He said, if you go down and talk to Pierre and Brill, you buy that machine right. They got it on their hands, and it's for sale. He knew it was for sale. So my brother and I, we went down and talked to him. We didn't drew him down. He sold us a 22-inch all-over thrash machine that had governors on everywhere. Got a piece too fast, it would stop. You know what I mean? It was just that simple. And in 1948, well, in 47, we had our grain thrashed. In 48, we had our grain thrashed, and half of Russell Dellinger's granddad, half of that thrashed. It started to rain, and it rained all through July and the 1st of August. We cleared up about the 2nd week in August. We thrashed, but it was growing out. It was awful. It would stop. No one would thrash except myself. I didn't know any better. People wanted to thrash. It wasn't fit to run anything through a machine. But having governors, it didn't hurt me. It would just stop and go through finally. And it got down, thrashed through the holler here, and then they wanted me to come back to Jerome. Well, I was crazy enough, went back to Jerome.
Now, did you haul the thrasher with horses?
Huh?
How did you get the thrasher from A to B? With horses?
What you
How
mean?
did you get the machine to people's property?
Well, now, machines are people's property.
Because Dad said he used
to
to.
tractor pulling it.
Dad just said he used to move one around with a horse, or it was he went to get water for the thrasher using his horses.
In a water cart. That was
Yes,
called water for
in a
steam.
water
All
cart.
right, now go back to the 1800s before they had steam engines. The steam engines came out in the early 1900s, I think. In the 1800s, before they had a tractor that would pull itself on the road, well, I seen one of them down here at Woodstock. They pull horses and pull this engine from place to place.
Yeah, that's what Dad was telling me. He remembers that when he was a little kid. Somebody doing that when
Well,
he
now
was.
I never seen that done.
But you never
That
saw
was
that.
in the 1800s, and I was born in 1950, so that's before my time.
Yeah, I don't know
But
where.
I seen the machine.
I don't know where he saw it.
Let's put it that way. I seen the engine.
It's interesting how difficult. I mean, everything was just
Well,
to
now, before
just
they
to
had
thrash wheat, so that
Yeah.
you could take it to get grain, flour,
Well,
get flour made.
Many a
so
time
you
when I
could
was a boy,
bake.
take a spring
Yeah.
wagon and a horse
Had
and
to do
take
so much
a
work.
few set bags
Yeah.
of wheat. You got so many pounds of flour, so many pounds of middling, and so many pounds of bread brought home. That's what it used to be in the 30s.
Did people barter back then a lot? Barter, like I give you this, you give me that.
We never did that. What my mother give away, she give to people, she give it to them.
Okay.
It may have been something that done. Stores, I think, used to have something, a coin, like a Grimm store. A Grimm store, they had, what'd you call those things? Tokens?
Tokens?
All right.
Yeah.
Big Slim had tokens, just McQueen had tokens, but I never had it. You had to use that store to get that. That's what the token was from.
During rationing, right? During World War II, was that rationing that you had tokens?
No. That tokens was back in the 20s.
Oh, back in the 20s. Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what I don't
Mom was
remember
telling me
anything
it
about.
had
Never
something
had
to do with the Depression.
Oh.
Because see, Mom was born in 20 or 18. Depression was when Mom was probably 16, 17 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
And I remember they had rationing stamps and
Okay.
or whatever tokens. I'm not sure what they called.
Okay.
During World War II, they had everything, ration, tars, gasoline, and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had no trouble for the farmer getting gas for the tractor or for the car. In
Yeah.
fact, some of the boys work for us. I give them some of my stamps to run around in.
Do you remember what
Yeah.
gas cost a gallon? How much
18
gas?
cents.
18 cents.
I'd go up to Ryman store at that time in Conivcville. They had Ryman's had Gulf, Pippin had Atlantic, Mamaw had St. Clair. 3 gas stations in Conivcville, all 18 cents a gallon.
That's unbelievable.
All I ever got 5 gallons at a time, 90 cents, unless I went to Pennsylvania or West Virginia on Sunday. I'd go up Saturday night and fill it up. All right, his son asked about being buried, and he's going to be cremated. I said, well, we can fix a place for that. Now I'll tell you, I never told him, but I'll tell you, right out there is where he is.
Tuck
So we
Delllinger is out there.
His foot.
Tucker.
Cremated.
I remember Tucker.
I remember him too. I
Well, he
remember the
knew
name.
me by looking at me, but I didn't know him at Reva's, your mother's
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
It was his son that was at my mom's funeral.
That's right.
So I gotta go
Yeah.
look him
That's
up
Okay.
too. Really?
Unbelievable.
Is this original foundation at all?
No.
No.
Okay,
Your
folks.
granddad,
Now,
Russell.
what are we looking at here?
Russell and built this in 38. We tore the logs down, me and my brother, disposed of the logs, and built this against the chimney that Christian Senior built.
So this structure was built a little bigger,
This year, no, a little smaller.
a little smaller.
This year, this is 18 by 20.
18 by 20. So his house was a little bigger.
I
But
think
he had several children.
And when was this built and who built it?
38.
In 38.
1938.
Russell F. Dellinger and myself.
Our
Ru-
grandfather
Our
That's right.
and
grandfather.
Noe built this.
That's right.
Russell F.
So-
Delllinger and Noe.
Leaning up against the original Christian Senior,
That's right.
Christian
Christian
Senior's
Senior.
fireplace
That's right.
Okay.
from the 1700s, 1730s.
Great.
I don't know what year it was, honey. Yes,
Okay.
if you do,
Yeah, so you can put
53 degrees is the temperature.
There's only 3 springs in Shenandoah County, he said, that were 50.
yeah, tell me, please, 52
These
degrees.
look like moonshine bottles over
That's what I was
here.
about to say.
Don't tell anybody.
Noe, were y'all doing any moonshine?
How's that?
Were y'all making any moonshine?
Here's the
There's a lot of
spring.
Shannon in here.
There was?
We had cash when my dad died in 22. My mother rented a place to a man named Charles Bars.
Gotta get this in there.
And Charles Bars put his oldest son, Russell Bars, and Luther Bars, his third son, here to run the farm. And his wife, his sister-in-law, T. Fox, and she had a girl named Katie, and she was raising some grandchildren, Benny Miller and Charlie Miller. They was to cook for the two Barses in 1923. And in 1923, Charlie Bars had it rented. In 24, then my stepfather, Russell Bars, he wanted a farm. For 24 and 25, Sam Cash moved here in 25 to 28. And I'm sure Sam Cash made more moonshine There's one boy didn't make a moonshine right there. He did all
I'm
the
sure.
farming. I'm sure of that. I can't prove it.
That's
I'm sure.
crazy. This
now-
is pretty solid.
Well,
I mean, it looks like
now
it's
look at here.
you touched it up a
This
little bit.
down
This is
here
wood
was-
though, isn't it?
all this, that's one pine log.
Look how big it is.
One, that's it. Look.
Oh, it's okay.
Who's that?
So this fireplace we see here was built by our original ancestor Christian
You gotta
Delllinger.
look up there. It looks really
Senior.
cool.
Christian Delllinger.
Senior.
Christian
Yes.
Senior built this
wow.
fireplace.
And this was where the original house was for this property.
Did you ever
Okay.
hear about our ancestors didn't have any matches when the fire went out? They had to go borrow coals to make fire.
No,
You ever heard that story?
no, I can't say as I have,
Well, I
no.
heard
What
that
did
story.
they burn in here? They burned coal?
Wood.
Wood, that's what I thought.
This door here was about 4 feet wide. It wasn't very high, but they rolled a piece of wood in there, and that there was burned. It burned so they look how it burnt them rock out.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
And
that
back
must have.
there it burned out. You can tell it burned out because Philip Darnay built a brick house. He remodeled this chimney with brick. See the brick
Wow.
there?
Yeah.
So Philip done that. Common sense in your head tells you he redone that because there it was burned out bad. I'm sure it was, and he rebuilt that. Put that way.
Wow.
And then up right there now was upstairs. This down here,
This was the lower level.
all this down here was
This was above.
big fire there to heat upstairs. That's all.
Do you
that-
have any photographs from the original building before you tore it down? Did anybody take any pictures?
No, I wish I had some of them.
Yeah.
No.
Because you were probably the last person to see it standing.
I have a picture of the building from down here was taken. Shows this house
Oh,
and the
okay.
brick house and the chimney up there standing.
Okay.
Those taken away.
Let's,
Maybe-
let's
maybe
go
what-
around on the outside and get a picture of the chimney.
This is awesome.
This is awesome.
Look at this big picture outside. Go the other way. you can go the other way.
It's a Maytag.
Okay. And this one here is going
There's
around.
nothing like a Maytag.
Let me get the top of that thing. See where it says Maytag.
They
I'll tell you what though, back in the day when they saw these, women went crazy. In the 20s. That's so cool. It is. God, I love it.
It still runs.
That is
It
really
sure
neat.
does.
No, but this is really neat.
It's
Yeah.
a key sometime.
What's
My
this?
dad called-
Oh, it's a vice?
I made that's a homemade box. I
Oh,
made
wow.
that. Factory on it. I got-
Aren't
I
you
made that.
creative?
Now, our ancestors had a vase. Where's that at?
I see you got a little a mice trap there.
Yeah, I got half a dozen.
Just
in
as
here.
long as there's not a mouse in it. We're good. So Noe, tell me,
You got a lot going on
what's
in
the
here.
difference between a sheep bell and a cow bell? Now you tell me that this is
That's a medium-sized bell.
that's a medium-sized
There's a
bell.
sheep bell. up there.
That's a sheep bell.
Shake it. George.
Okay,
I don't have it. That's a sheep bell.
Now,
That's
what
a
did you
sheep
do with
bell,
a
and
big
that's a
basket
cowbell?
like this?
This is a small cowbell.
small cow bell.
Cowbell is so much bigger.
Okay,
Let's take that. The big cowbell is 3 times that big.
okay.
And you hear them a mile off walking in the woods.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, what'd you use the big basket to do?
Well,
Gather
The
stuff?
basket was used by our ancestors. When you used to break corn off the stalk. And you ever hear of corn husking, corn shucking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. They'd break it off the stalk, take it into barn floor, and then they'd have what they call a corn husking or corn shucking. Ask the neighbors in, maybe 25 or 30. Shuck corn to about 10, 30. See, they had a big pile of corn along here. Over here, they had a place to throw the corn to shuck it, throw it over here.
Okay.
And then about 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock, they'd have a big dinner at the house for something for all to eat, treat.
Nice.
That's the way it was when I was a boy growing up. We stopped doing that when Lawrence Huddle moved here in 31. In 32, we stopped doing that. We started shucking in the field in 1932.
Shucking them in the
In the
field
field.
and leaving
Lawrence Huddle was a brother-in-law. He moved here to the brick house in 31, September 31. And in 32, Lawrence Fulkhausen lived down here in another house, 2 Lawrences, shucked corn for us that fall.
Did they use the husk for anything? Or it was waste?
Well, the husky did the cattle.
You fed the husk to the cattle. I didn't know that.
A year of corn, the husk is fed to the cattle.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
I've always thought that you grow like a certain kind of corn just for cattle for
Well,
meal. You know what I mean?
we
Like
always
field
use-
corn or something.
We always use the nubs and the small corn, the bad corn, for the hogs, for the cattle. Off of Gilbert Delllinger and the twins had what you call a burr meal. That was before the hair mills ever came out. Had a burr meal. Take a load down there, he'd crush this corn. And he'd take a bucket of crushed corn, a bucket of oats, and a bucket of bran. That was 1/3 of each.
Wow.
Put it on a pile, stir it up. That's what we fed the sheep when I was a boy.
When you were a boy, how often did you eat like meat? Every day? Every other day?
What's that?
Meat. How often did you eat meat? Like pork or
Mostly
beef?
had meat 3 times a day, as a rule.
You did eat meat every day.
You had it every day, 3 meals if you wanted.
I mean, look how
Potatoes,
healthy
meat,
he
and beef
is.
was the main thing.
He
Yeah.
was eating red meat and hogs and pork and beef.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As far back as I can remember, my dad butchered a beef every year, and we always did.
Yeah.
Now they have someone else to butcher it.
But they were healthier animals back then because they weren't fed hormones and
Well, no, they wasn't fed anything but
Yeah.
grass. and-
just
No,
grass
I-
and grain was
yeah.
his dad. So Charles was your dad, right?
No, that was my brother's oldest son.
Charles?
That was his, yeah.
Oh.
That was his number when we first started.
Wasn't your dad's name Charles then?
Yeah, Charles Monroe. And my nephew's Charles Martin.
Oh, gotcha.
Noe,
Johnny's oldest son, yeah.
you and Russell did a great job of building this building because
Well, Russell,
it's
was a-
still solid.
It's amazing.
we done a lot of work. In 1943, I was a seeding up here at Conivcville, next to a good subdivision. And Russell stopped in there and he said, Noah, you got the seed about done. How about going along with me? I got a number of places. They want buildings moved.
What do you do with all
and
these
built.
walnuts, Noe?
Crack them. I'll give you some water kernels when you leave. You don't let me forget it.
So,
I don't need any.
so
I'm just
Russell
gonna
came by to see you in
In
1943.
1943, that fall, he said, I'd like for you to go along with me. I got a lot of work to do. He said, I'll give you $1 an hour.
$1 an
I
hour.
said, I ain't no problem. I ain't worth that much. He said, that's what I'll be getting is $1 an hour.
So $1 an hour he
You
paid
can't
you.
do that. Give me here. I'll
How
show
do
you
you
something.
crack this thing?
So
Then give it to me.
Okay. Do you need a hammer?
No.
I had a hammer.
Oh, you've got a cracker.
I'd hammer
Okay.
in the morning.
Great.
Oh, he's gonna crack it. Okay.
Yeah, that hammer wasn't going to do anything.
Oh, isn't that
It needs
clever?
more leverage. Thank you.
Very good.
I got it. Oh, yeah.
Russell said he'd give me $1 an hour. And that fall, a man by the name of Heisey, he wanted a shoe shop upstairs turned into an apartment store. We did that in Edinburgh and did that. And we moved a building at Bowman's Crossing where they had a warehouse with a railroad station,
Give me another
Depot.
one, Katie.
Bowman's Crossing. We tore that building down and moved down the river to it was his wife's home.
Yeah.
And Russell wanted me to go in 50-50 with him, a business. I didn't want to do that. And Russell then started out, and Burgess started. And that's where Burgess started in the business.
Oh, okay.
See if you can get that one to break. Well,
There we are going into Noe's house.
no, he drives around. He cruises.
Wow.
What'd you say, Barbara?
You drive. You go places, don't you?
Do
Is
I go
this-
places?
Is this your truck?
Barbara, so
That's-
far, I go to Brown Jackson, Woodstock, Edinburgh. That's the first I drive.
That's fine.
And here on the farm. This is a 4-wheel drive. I run over the place. And
At least you're getting out.
see what I used to do. I can't work, but see what I used to do. I did come out here and cut him off. And you know what I told you?
Wow.
And I thought I'd better quit and go and rest, which I did. Right there,
But you do a lot for
there's
your
onions.
age.
I raised 4 tomato stalks there.
Oh, you got some spring onions.
Steaks. I get tomatoes there more than I need to give to my neighbors. Now Howard puts my garden out.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives me sweet potatoes or anything I want out of it till we go get it.